We wanted to take a deeper dive into Donald Trump's relationship with the African American community. In the 1970s, the Justice Department sued Donald Trump's family business, claiming they had refused to rent apartments to African Americans. And that was just the first chapter in Trump's decades-long balancing act between demagoguery and money-making when it comes to sensitive racial issues. Here is our report.
New York City, 1989. Donald Trump capitalized on the outrage over a brutal rape in Central Park, taking out ads calling for the execution of 5 teenagers arrested for the crime. Their mistreatment and eventual exoneration by DNA evidence is the subject of a new Netflix series.
I hate the people that took this girl and raped her brutally. You better believe it.
But decades later, President Trump will not accept their confessions were coerced.
You have people on both sides of that. They admitted their guilt.
Yet when Mike Tyson was convicted of rape in 1992, Donald Trump argued to keep Tyson out of prison so he could keep fighting, potentially at Trump's casino.
I'm somebody, as you all remember, that came out with the ad on the death penalty. I believe strongly in the death penalty. I believe strongly in law and order. But this is a case where I think Mike Tyson can accomplish a lot more, and I think the court system can accomplish a lot more by helping other people.
This is a trend with Donald Trump. There are times when he praises a march with neo-Nazis.
Very fine people on both sides.
Yet at other times markets himself to the black community, promoting his brand by socializing with African-American leaders, athletes, and hip-hop stars who idolized Trump's lifestyle in their lyrics.
What's going on like Donald Trump gets checks? Let me in, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in.
Resurrection of the real, time to get richer than Trump.
In the 90s, Trump dated a biracial Victoria's Secret model.
I know Cara Young, and she's great. She's totally beautiful and really great.
In 2000, Trump was unafraid to call out racism in the Reform Party.
We've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem.
Meanwhile, black celebrities and black viewers helped turn The Apprentice into a hit.
You're fired.
Bloomberg reports that at his peak in 2010, Trump's positive Q score with black audiences was 27, while among non-black audiences, it was just 8. But Trump traded that success to make a run at a different demographic.
You are not allowed to be a president if you're not born in this country. He may not have been born in this country.
Becoming the most prominent birther and gaining a following in the Republican Party.
You have people now down there searching, I mean, in Hawaii.
Absolutely, and they cannot believe what they're finding. He was perhaps born in Kenya. Very simple.
And after he finally ran for president in 2016,
You know what? Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
Trump denied any knowledge of the racist leader he once condemned.
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay?
And tailored a condescending message to African American voters.
You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. What the hell do you have to lose?
A significant drop in black turnout helped seal Trump's victory, as even the opposition rallies seemed unenthusiastic.
I don't have any ill will towards him, but his conversation is divisive.
Now, the president who told lawmakers in the Oval Office that Haiti and nations in Africa are S-hole countries, and who David Duke gives thanks for.
That's why we voted for Donald Trump.
That same man has the audacity to ask black voters to thank him.
The African American unemployment rate has reached the lowest level. And in addition to that, Kanye West likes me.
It seems it's all just another transaction for Donald Trump.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.